Hello, it's CJ Miller. I'm in my apartment. I'm looking outside at the city, and I'm about to give you a new installment in the aloe vera saga. Okay, so I did get around to transplanting this, and I did this evening. Uh, it's not super cold. In fact, it's actually pretty warm, and that's good. These things thrive, these types of succulents. So, um, when going to transplant, when I took the rocks out, the weight of two leaves, this one broke. And then there was another one that was kind of over here and had kind of been like this particular leaf had gotten kind of malformed because it had been braced against a rock. So I decided as I put the borders around to keep the plant as it grows away from the edges, I decided to brace that particular thing until I find a proper solution. I decided to use the leaf to help be a buffer between the leaf and the rougher edges of that particular rock. And then in no other place do I see that they're actually touching. But if I don't have something there, then those leaves will eventually weigh down and get on the edge of this. And that's something that I want to avoid. But uh, I went to see my friend who actually he originally gave me the aloe. And in this case, he had some potting soil, so I didn't have to buy any. But I bought this planter and I bought some Miracle Grow solid plant food, which I put in some water, and I'm going to try to germinate this one. In order to do it, I've got to keep this above the bottom. Like it can't be, like the roots have got to grow out. They can't be touching the bottom. And I hope that this works the way that I'd like for it to. And I did decide that they can come up from this, up to the top a little bit closer. This is kind of like on the principle of if you take a potato and slice a potato and put it in water, there will be some sort of growth or weird root. Now, I don't know if it's viable for creating a potato plant, but I've heard that's what you can do with these, so I'll try. Typically, you do it with like the pups when they kind of grow around. But all these leaves are still growing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, let me count again because I'm like, oh my God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 leaves that are growing. No, that's not true. Because I lost 2. I had 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's 7 down there. 8, 9. So there are 9 leaves right now. So I'm down 11 branches off of this. And of course, lots of soil right now. I'm going to let that sit for a day or so, and then I'm going to come in and gently dust some of the soil away from that. But there's nutrients within that soil. It's potter's soil. And then I added some of the solid Miracle Grow. And then I actually got some liquid formula that works well too for the house plants. They didn't have any for succulent. I'll use it at a lesser strength when I go to do this every couple of weeks. But yeah, and then there's time to water it. So it's going to do really well. I really feel that losing those 2 leaves, it's not going to hurt it. And in fact, since one of the leaves was physically struggling, having been, malformed from having first been on the rim of that coffee cup, and then from there, it just never really quite recovered. It did okay, but it didn't just really come back the way I wanted it to. But yeah, and there are other little dents that were happening on some of these leaves too, and it's like, no. So this way, the whole idea is to keep it off of the edges, keep these plants off of rough edges, keep it in the indirect sunlight, but plenty of sunlight, and then let it let it soak up some heat. So I won't turn on the AC until I actually have to. And then I got some Christmas shopping done. When for decoration lights and stuff like that. There'll be a Christmas tree and some lights. Nothing super fancy, um, but I did get some things for the house. Not wall decorations, but I'm getting closer and closer and closer. So I'm not going to put anything actually on the walls as far as decorations until like after the new year, because I'm going to have to take the Christmas down anyway. But yeah, I'm excited to get in there and get to work on that project. So this, I hope, will be able to become another plant. Uh, we'll see. I'm going to do everything I can, but it's in water. Last time I tried to stick it straight back in the soil, and I don't know. So I'll try this way. Oh, and of course, I also brought home a cactus, and this is a happy cactus. Its name is Happy. I actually haven't come up with a name for this one yet. Uh, but aloe vera saga, and now has a friend, and hopefully a sibling. We shall see. Pray for this one. It needs it more than anything. Okay. Love and light for right now. Peace. Good night.